It was the kind of storm that makes the sky feel alive, not just loud, angry. The power went out at 11:42 p.m. sharp. I remember because every device in my apartment blinked into darkness at once, like they'd flinched. The air conditioner died, the ceiling fan stopped, and my building, usually humming with electricity, fell completely silent. Then my phone buzzed. No service, no internet, but there was one new notification. A text. No number, no contact, just 3 words. You're close now. I live on the outskirts of town, near the old highway that used to run freight out west before the new system took over. It's mostly dead now, just faded signs and patches of cracked asphalt leading into miles of nothing. But that night, when the blackout hit, something appeared. I was restless, hot, sweating in the dark, with no breeze and no way to distract myself. So I grabbed my keys and figured I'd go for a drive, clear my head, maybe find a diner with a generator still running. But as soon as I turned onto the old highway, I saw light. Not lightning, gas station lights. Soft, yellowed, flickering like they hadn't been changed since the 70s. The sign read, "Full service, open." Thing is, I've lived here for 9 years. There's never been a gas station on this road. Not once. Not even a foundation. I slowed down. It wasn't just the building. There were cars, parked, some with headlights on, engines humming, people sitting in the driver's seat staring ahead. Except, no one moved. No one blinked. It looked like someone had staged a gas station scene for a movie and told all the actors to freeze. And then the power came back. Not in my car, in everything else. The station lights flickered, then died. The cars vanished, gone, like someone had hit the delete key on reality. I blinked. There was nothing ahead of me now, just the dark road and empty fields. But the glow of the station still burned behind my eyes. And then my phone buzzed again. Another message. "You saw it. That's enough." I didn't sleep that night. Couldn't. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw the pump lights flickering, the frozen faces in the cars, the way they didn't even seem alive, just placed, like dolls, like mannequins, and something else, something behind the window of the convenience store, watching me, pressed up against the glass. Not a person, not a shadow, something wrong. The next day I asked around. My neighbors said the blackout never hit them, said their clocks were still set, their fridges still cold. No one got a text. No one saw anything. They just looked at me like I was overtired, or lying. So I went back, same road, middle of the night, and waited. Sure enough, just after midnight, the lights came back. Only this time, the gas station was closer, closer to the road. The sign now read, "We remember you." I didn't stop. I didn't slow down. I drove past it at 80 miles per hour, heart in my throat. But out of the corner of my eye, I saw them again. The cars, the lights, the people still frozen, but this time they were facing me. All of them, staring. And in the window of the convenience store, the figure was closer, not behind the glass now, standing just outside the door, as if it had been waiting for me to return. I drove home shaking, didn't leave my apartment the next day, didn't eat, didn't speak, just waited for the next storm, because I knew this wasn't some hallucination. This was a pattern, a trap. And the gas station, it doesn't want gas. It wants witnesses. And once it sees you, it doesn't let go. That was 3 nights ago. I haven't left town since, but the power's flickering again tonight. And I just got another text. "We've fueled up for you." I don't know what's waiting at that gas station, but next time, I'm not just going to drive past. I'm going to stop. God help me. I'm going to walk inside. The rain came harder than I'd ever heard it. Each drop sounded like it weighed a pound, hammering the windshield like a desperate warning. But I was already past the point of backing out. It was a little after 1 a.m. when the dashboard lights blinked. Not off, but erratic, like the power was struggling to obey reality. My phone had no service again, not even emergency calls. Then, ahead in the dark, just past the bend in the road, the gas station materialized. Like it hadn't been built, like it had breathed itself into existence. This time, the sign read, "Welcome back, traveler." The word traveler shook something loose in me, like I wasn't just someone passing through. I was expected. The station looked older than it had before. The walls were yellowed, the pumps rusted and leaning, and the convenience store windows were completely fogged over. Except for one clear circle, exactly my height, as if something had been watching from inside, waiting for me to arrive. I parked and killed the engine. The moment I stepped out of the car, I noticed something was wrong. Not off, not eerie, wrong. There was no sound.
No thunder.
No rain hitting my jacket. The storm still raged. I could see the trees thrashing, water running across the ground. But it was muted, like someone had turned the world's volume to zero. Even my footsteps made no sound. I walked to the nearest pump. It read $6, 66 per gallon, flickering in old digital font. I pressed the button. It hissed, not air, not gas. It whispered, "Inside, go inside." And the station door creaked open by itself. I should have run, but you have to understand, there was a pull, pressure, like gravity but worse, like 100 eyes just beyond my vision, all silently begging me to step in, or daring me. Inside, the lights buzzed softly. The only sound in this dead, drowned world. The shelves were full, but not with food, not with drinks. They were lined with Polaroids, hundreds of them, each labeled with a name and a date, some old, some new, all faded. But in every photo, the same gas station, the same fogged windows, the same unnatural stillness. And in each one, person, standing exactly where I was now, frozen, terrified, framed like an exhibit in a museum of those who stopped. I kept walking to the counter. Behind it sat a register covered in dust. Cobwebs stretched from the shelves to the till, and yet, there was a fresh receipt sitting on top. It read, "Paid in full." Then beneath that, "Next due you." I turned to leave, and that's when I saw the figure, at the back of the store, standing still, arms at its sides, head tilted too far. Its face was wrapped in an old red cloth, soaked and pulsing like it was breathing. It didn't move, but the second I looked at it, I heard a voice in my head, clear, calm, almost bored. "You entered. That means you remember. That means you feed." I backed away, heart pounding. The figure took a step forward, and the room lengthened. The floor stretched beneath me, the aisles pulling farther and farther apart, like the building was growing around us, like I had walked into something alive. I turned and ran. The front door was gone. Not blocked, not locked, gone. Only a wall now, with another Polaroid, fresh, still developing, and in it, me, right now. Same clothes, same terror in my eyes, with the caption, "Welcome to the line." The figure spoke again, but its mouth didn't move. "The station is a crossing, not for cars, for memories. You fuel it when you see it. You seal it when you tell no one. You entered, now you carry it." I screamed, not out of fear, but because I knew exactly what it meant. It didn't want my soul. It wanted my story, my memory of it, to anchor it. The more people who see it, the more real it becomes. And the moment I walked through that door, I gave it everything it needed. I don't remember how I got out. One minute I was clawing at the photo, tearing it to shreds. The next, I was back in my car, parked on the side of the road, headlights still off. The storm had passed. The sky was clear, and there was no gas station. Just a scar in the road where the tires had burned rubber. A melted receipt on the passenger seat. And on my phone, one new message. "Thank you for stopping by. We'll see you again at the next blackout." I thought I could forget. I tried. But the next night, I saw the lights again. Just for a second. Just a flicker in the rear view. And the next day, my reflection started to lag in mirrors, like it was trying to remember me. And just now, while writing this, I heard the door creak open behind me. Not at my house, at the station, because part of me, never left. Since that night, I've lost track of time. Not metaphorically, literally. My clocks reset themselves. My phone alarm goes off at random hours. I'll fall asleep for 10 minutes and wake up 3 hours later. But the worst part? People around me have started to forget I was even there. I met my cousin for coffee the other morning. She looked straight through me when I waved. We'd planned the meetup. She texted me first. But when I sat across from her, she flinched like she just noticed a stranger had appeared in her booth. "I'm sorry. Do we know each other?" I showed her our texts. She scrolled through my phone, stared at her name on the messages, and her face changed. Not into recognition, into confusion, like the text belonged to a version of her that no longer existed. She handed the phone back and left without finishing her drink. Didn't even say goodbye. That's how it begins. When you see the station, really see it, you start to slide out of reality. Like it's not pulling you into its world, but slowly unthreading yours. Because you've made contact. You've become fuel. And the station never takes just one fill. A week passed. I didn't leave town. Didn't talk to anyone. I sealed every window with blackout curtains, taped every crack in the wall. I turned off all the lights. But one night, during a thunderstorm, the power went out again. I held my breath, and the room started to brighten, but not with lightning. Came from behind the curtains. A slow, flickering yellow glow. Like gas pumps. I checked my phone. Another text. "It's not a place. It's a pattern. And it's almost your shift." The station wasn't just appearing randomly. It was following rules. Blackouts, isolation, fear, memory, each one a key. And the more I understood, the more it changed tactics. That night, I didn't go outside, didn't drive, didn't move. But around 3 a.m., I woke up on cold tile. The smell of oil and dust in my nose. Fluorescent lights buzzing overhead. I was in the station bathroom. Not my room, not my building. And in the mirror, not my reflection. It looked like me. Same face, same clothes. But it didn't move when I did. It just watched me and slowly shook its head. I blinked, and I was back in bed. Sheets soaked, heart hammering. I was losing pieces. Time, memory, self. And worst of all, I knew this wasn't the end. This was initiation. The gas station doesn't kill you. It doesn't drag you screaming into hell. That'd be simple. No. Turns you into part of itself. Every soul that enters becomes a part of its scenery. That's what the Polaroids were. Not warnings, blueprints, a catalog of those it absorbed. And the people I saw sitting in those cars, standing in the aisles, they weren't victims. They were fixtures, installed. Permanent. Just like I'm becoming. And if you're thinking I've lost it, that I'm spiraling, here's what'll convince you otherwise. I found a gas receipt in my wallet. From 3 nights ago. Time-stamped at 2:59 a.m. Pump 3. Paid with a card I've never owned. With a name that isn't mine. Attendant, you. I don't remember being there. But I must have been. Because it's starting to make sense now. The station doesn't just feed on memory. It builds from it. Each new visitor adds a layer. Adds weight. It gets stronger every time it's seen. Remembered. Survived. But no one survives twice. Last night, I tried to warn someone. I posted on a local message board. Described the station, the blackout, the signs, the rules. The post disappeared 10 minutes later. No notice, no reason. I tried again. This time, I screenshotted it. But when I looked at the screenshot, my entire message had been replaced. Just one line, new shift accepted, and a photo of the gas station from behind the counter. I haven't left my apartment since, but every night I feel it get closer. The air gets thicker, the lights flicker longer. Sometimes I hear a dull humming outside my window, like pumps cycling endlessly. Sometimes, in the silence between thunderclaps, I swear I can hear a voice from far off down the road whispering, "Full tank, no return. I can't sleep anymore. I barely eat." My reflection, it's not even mimicking me now. It stands still, hands pressed against the mirror, mouth open in a silent scream. My neighbors stopped greeting me. A friend called the police because some man was sleeping in her bed. It was me. I was there, but not me anymore. Whatever's happening, it's working. If you're reading this, you might think you're safe, but that's how it spreads. It starts with knowledge. It grows through awareness. And it anchors itself in you the moment you wonder if it might be real. So if the power goes out tonight, if you see flickering lights where there shouldn't be, if your phone buzzes with a message from no one, don't check it. Don't follow the road. Don't look twice, because the gas station isn't trying to haunt you. It's trying to hire you. And once you punch in, you don't punch out. Tonight, I stood in front of my mirror and watched my reflection blink before I did. It was slight, a half-second early, but it confirmed what I already suspected. I'm no longer fully here, and yet I'm still not fully there. The station doesn't devour you all at once. It peels you like an onion, memory by memory, face by face, until you become just another fixture in its eternal loop. But I made a mistake. I told someone. His name was Daryl, an old friend from high school I hadn't spoken to in over a decade. Randomly messaged me after seeing one of my short horror posts online. Said it reminded him of the Phantom Station story his grandfather used to tell. A place that only appeared during blackouts, where people were seen for the last time. I asked him what the story said. He paused, then wrote, "They said if you find it, you only ever see it once. But if you see it twice, it means it saw something in you." I didn't reply. 2 hours later, I got another message. One word, "Help," and then a photo, shot from inside a car, rain beating down on the windshield. Through the blurred glass, unmistakable. The gas station. Same sign, same pumps, same smiling figure in the window, still too far away to see the face, but close enough to know it was watching. I called. No answer. I drove to Daryl's place. 30 minutes away. Empty driveway. Lights off. Front door locked. But something had been left behind on the welcome mat. A receipt. No name. No date. Just attendant number 1195. Clocked in. He hadn't just visited. He'd become staff. And that's when I realized, this is the real trick. It doesn't need you to die. It just needs you to serve. Somewhere long ago, someone chose not to run. Maybe they were curious. Maybe desperate. Maybe they thought they could beat the system. And now, there's a whole fleet of them. People who looked into the lights and didn't look away. People who whispered back to the void. People who work there forever. And you never see them again because they're not missing. They're employed. They manage the register that rings itself. They clean shelves that never collect dust. They greet new arrivals with a frozen smile and blinking eyes and mouths that open just wide enough to whisper the words. Need any help pumping? Every time you see it, the station gets closer to finalizing your shift. Like paperwork, you don't disappear all at once, you're processed. Your name, your memories, your habits, they're all slowly absorbed into its operating system. And the more you understand, the faster it goes. I made one more mistake tonight. I tried to burn the receipt Daryl left behind. I thought if I destroyed the evidence, I could slow the process. The moment the match touched it, my phone buzzed violently. Notifications exploded across the screen. Attendant number 1195 file corrupted. Fire detected.
AUTO adjusting route.
New candidate identified, you. I dropped the phone, and it kept buzzing. Not vibrating. Buzzing, like a gas pump left on too long. Then silence. Then a call from an unknown number. I didn't want to answer, but something in me did anyway. The voice on the other end was calm, steady, robotic, but off like someone trying to sound human. It said, "Shift begins tonight. We're dispatching you for coverage. Uniform will be waiting." Then my apartment lights shut off. And outside, not headlights, not street lights, pump lights, flickering, closer than ever before. I ran to the window. The gas station was in the vacant lot across the street, where the playground used to be, fully lit, fully staffed. I could see silhouettes inside, moving, pacing, checking inventory, stocking shelves with memories that aren't theirs anymore. The sign flickered, then changed. For the first time, it showed my name. Welcome. My name. Training in progress. And I saw it. A reflection in the window. Of me. But not just as I am. Wearing a pale green jumpsuit. Stained. Burned. Name tag half melted. Eyes dimmed to the color of cigarette ash. Grinning. I'm writing this from my car, parked 5 blocks away. The station is still there. Closer. I can't run anymore. I'm being drawn back like gravity's reversed. The moment that final power outage hits, the third one, I know it'll open for me fully. And I won't walk away next time. I'll be clocked in. Here's what I want you to remember. The station doesn't come for everyone. Only the curious, the insomniacs, the late-night drivers and the lonely wanderers and the people who already feel invisible. If that's you, if the power cuts out and you think you see pump lights where there shouldn't be anything, don't blink. Don't drive closer. Don't even think about it, because it already knows you're looking. And once it sees you, you're already being added to the schedule. I drove until the sun came up. Not towards safety, there's no such thing anymore, but just to feel like I was still moving, like I hadn't already been anchored. The farther I went, the more normal everything looked. Farmhouses, gas stations that didn't flicker, real people doing real things. But every mile away from the phantom didn't free me. It only tightened the leash. Around noon, I stopped for gas at a station in the middle of nowhere. Old but real. The kind where the cashier looks bored and smells like dust. I told myself this was safe, that this was different. But as I stood beside the pump, the handle clicked off before I touched it. I looked at the screen. It read, "This shift is not yours." My stomach dropped. I walked into the station, ready to pretend nothing was wrong. Maybe buy a drink, reset, be human again. But the clerk just stared at me, not confused, not annoyed, just still, as if waiting for something. I asked for water. She handed me a bottle with a price tag that read, $0.00, comped for staff. My voice cracked. I asked, "What staff?" She smiled, almost sad. "You're on orientation." I ran out and didn't look back. And when I checked my phone, the receipt app had updated. I didn't install a receipt app. Yet there it was. Clean interface. No uninstall button. A single file. Attendant profile. Incomplete. Underneath. Clock in pending. Location assigned. I'm writing this from a roadside motel. It's 11:48 p.m. The power is flickering. And I swear I just heard a low hum outside, like a gas pump priming itself. I can already see the first line of text typing itself across the phone screen. No number.
No sender.
Just, "We've waited long enough." I used to wonder why people went missing without a trace. Why their cars were found on empty highways. Why security footage caught them walking into nowhere. Now I know. They didn't vanish. They were scheduled. And here's the truth they don't tell you. The gas station doesn't need you to show up. It knows where you'll be, and it will build itself around you. First, it's miles away. Then it's a block. Then it's in your reflection. And finally, it's inside you. Because once you've seen it, you become part of the architecture. Not stone, not steel. Memory, narrative. You're what gives it shape. And your fear, that's the fuel. So if you're reading this, and the power cuts out, and you swear you see a flicker outside, it's not a trick. It's a test. And if you feel the sudden need to get in your car and drive, if your GPS reroutes unexpectedly, if you pass a gas station you don't remember ever being there before, with lights too dim, and a man behind the window who doesn't blink, don't stop. No matter what, don't stop. Because once you step onto that pavement, once those pumps smell you, you're not a customer. You're the next employee. And like I told you, once you clock in, you don't clock out.